We're given the region y equals the square root of 4 minus x equals 0, and y equals 0. We're going to take this region and we're going to revolve it around the line y equals 8. For this, we're going to need the washer method because there is an empty space here. Whenever there's any empty space between the region you're revolving around and the region itself, then you have to use the washer method. So the washer method says pi times integral outside radius squared minus inside radius squared. And then here's going to be dx. So the outside radius goes from the bottom region here, so all the way to the bottom, which is the line y equals 0, all the way up to the top here. This length right here is 8. So that's going to be 8 squared. We'll call that capital R of x. And then the inside radius will be the region, but all the way down to the equation y equals square root of 4 minus x. Now, we know that this region right here is the square root of 4 minus x. And the entire thing is 8. So the difference is going to be 8 minus the square root of 4 minus x. So that's going to be the inside radius. And then we're going from 0 to 4. Okay, so this is what we're interested in because it's bounded by the x and y axis. Okay. Now we're going to distribute, so we have 8 squared is 64. Expand 8 minus square root of 4 minus x squared. That's 64 minus 16. And then times the square root of 4 minus x. We're going to rewrite it like this. Plus, now we're going to square the negative square root of 4 minus x, which is just positive 4 minus x. And at this point, I can do some simplifying. The 64s are going to cancel. We have a minus minus 16, so that's positive 16 times the square root of 4 minus x. And then the negative is going to distribute the 4 and the negative x. At this point, we have to find the antiderivative of square root of 4 minus x, which basically, you can treat this as like x to the 1/2 power, which is just x to the 3/2 times 2/3. But the only difference is the chain rule. Whenever I take the derivative of this, the chain rule says you take the derivative of the inside, which is -1. So I should have a negative outside. Okay, and then the antiderivative of -4 is -4x, and then x is x squared over 2. Going from 0 to 4, and then don't forget to multiply by pi. Okay, now -16 times 2/3 is -32 over 3. If I plug in x equals 0, x equals 4, in here, that becomes 0. So that's 0, that's -16. -4 times 4 is -16. And then 4 squared is 16 over 2 is 8. So that's when I plug in 4 minus, now I'm going to plug in 0. You have -32 over 3. Plug in 0. 4 to the 3/2 power. Well, 4 to the 1/2 power is 2. Cube that is 8. And then if I plug in 0 for x here, those are both 0. So I have pi, and then this goes away. -16 plus 8 is -8. Negative times a negative, that's positive. And then we do 32 times 8 is 256. That's over 3. Now, -8, think of that as -24 over 3. -24 plus 256 is 232 over 3. Multiplying this out, we end up with 232 pi over 3. And this is my final answer.